everyone. This is Chanel T of Chanel T's Guide to Living a Better Life. For my 6th podcast, I figured I'd incorporate some kind of video into it just to, kind of try something new. Why not? This is all a learning process, so bear with me. I might look away from the camera too much. I might look into the camera too much. I might stare at the mic. I might stare at myself and the camera on the computer. But regardless, this should be fun, so bear with me on this. For my 6th podcast, I figure the topic would be on social media and a little bit of social media etiquette in a way, and maybe the do's or don'ts. And but I'm specifically going to be focusing on what happens when you're no longer friends with someone, like in real life, and then you apply it to defriending them on Facebook or unfollowing them on Twitter or Pinterest or any other social media website. You get the point. So the reason I bring this up is because recently I found out I was, defriended and unfollowed by this girl who I'm no longer friends with. We were friends with for, quite some time. And, it recently became official. We're no longer friends just because, we decided to part ways. It wasn't a healthy relationship. So let's leave it at that. But, so I realized that she defriended me and unfollowed me. And I was kind of like thinking to myself, wow, this is serious. Like, she unfollowed me, she defriended me, she really wants nothing to do with me whatsoever. So, my first thought, I guess, was just that it's a virtual slap in the face, is it not? I mean, wow, she's serious, she means business. And then it got me thinking, social media does play a huge part of our lives, and, how it kind of even translates into our real lives, and what that means, everything that you do on all those social media websites, how it has a huge part of relationships, and how all that comes out to be. And I talked to some other people, and we're like, if somebody defriends you or unfollows you, what is your take on that? Like, what does that mean? And everyone's kind of like, that's just serious. That means that the relationship is it's done. It's never coming back, and it's official. And, it's kind of like the tongue-in-cheek kind of like, it happened. Like, you guys are done. You're through. And, I'm wondering, was it the right thing for this girl to do? Was it right for her to go ahead and defriend me, unfollow me, all that stuff on all those social media websites that we used to be friends on or whatever? And, thinking about it, I think, maybe she did do the right thing. We're not friends anymore. And maybe on her part, it was hurtful for her to see, like, tweets of me living my life. And, I'm still friends with people she's not friends with anymore. So maybe, who she used to be friends with. So, maybe it was hurting her to see all that stuff, that I'm still hanging out with people she's no longer friends with. And, she's not a part of our group anymore, and, is group. But, maybe it hurt her to see all that. Maybe it hurt her to see all my pictures on Facebook to kind of see I'm still living my life. And, maybe it didn't. Maybe she was just hating me so much she just didn't want to even see me anymore. She wanted to avoid me altogether. And, that's fine too. I think, she has her right, as do I have my own. And, but I do think it's for the better. I think when you end a friendship and, sometimes it's good to just cut off all sorts of interaction with them. I don't think you ever fully get over something or fully resolve something unless you officially, like, take a step back and, cut yourself from all interaction with that person. And yes, that even means with social media websites. And silly as that it may sound, I mean, you're going to find me kind of laughing about this throughout the entire podcast. But, it's true. Social media is a really big part in our lives. And, this stuff does happen. I mean, I even remember, reading a headline on the People website. It's an entertainment used to be a magazine. Now it's kind of an online thing too, entertainment news sort of deal. And when Kim Kardashian's, bear with me, people who do not watch the Kardashians, people who hate them, but when Kim Kardashian did divorce her husband, it became a big deal because I guess they'd been following each other on Twitter, obviously, when they were married and everything. And as soon as that divorce was official, or, even in the process of, there was a headline on People magazine that was, Kim Kardashian, unfollows Chris Humphries. And, I kind of thought it was funny. I'm like, oh man, like even People Magazine's making a big deal out of this. Like they're being like, oh, watch out, it's official. They're done. Like they're through. So, I mean, it's just something that I think a bunch of people kind of, look at as if you unfollow that person, then, you mean business. That's the end of that relationship. It's really interesting. I don't know. I didn't think this was something that would be that big of a deal or translate into something that was such a, like, wow, that's a huge virtual slap in the face. And, it's just interesting how times have changed. I mean, before I think it was more like, it would have been more of a bigger deal if the person had verbally said something to you. It's just like, oh, we're done. That was more of an ouch. Like, that hurts. That stings. But now I think people make it more about social media. If they unfollowed you on all those social media websites, then, ouch. That's the big burn. That's where it gets you. But I'm here to say that I also think it's not such a bad idea. So, just keep that in mind. I think that, when we're all trying to move on, we're all trying to live our own lives, sometimes it's good to just cut off all interaction with people. Don't take it as a virtual slap in the face. They might be thinking of you, might be thinking of themselves, but either way, if that person's not in your life, anymore, or, or in there for a positive reason, then just step back, unfollow them from all those things. Don't feel guilty. It's the right thing to do, I think. And, I think a lot of people can learn from this. I think, a lot of people, I think I struggled with it because when we first declared that we weren't going to be friends, this girl and I was like, does this mean I should defriend her? Does this mean I should unfollow her? But then I go, no, because then I'm going to look really petty. I'm going to look really sensitive and like I can't handle things or whatever. And like I can't handle to see her living her life. And so I didn't for that reason. But looking back, I shouldn't have given it so much thought. Good grief. Like it's not that big a deal. We're not friends anymore. I really don't, she can live her life. No, I'm not going to say anything bad about her. That's not my character. But, she can go live her life. I could care less what she's doing with her life. I'm saying that in the nicest way possible before this gets misconstrued somehow. But, yeah. So, interesting topic. I hope you found this somewhat enlightening. It's a little bit of a random topic. But again, everything that I'm putting on this blog is just to kind of give people tips on how to live a better life and, how to make your life better. I think we all kind of stress about a lot of different little things and, there's some tips that we can have. Sometimes you got to hear things from another person in order to gain some insight, even if it is from a total stranger. So, yes. So I hope this was helpful. And once again, I'm Chanel T of Chanel T's Guide to Living a Better Life. And thanks for tuning in and I guess watching me on this podcast thing. And I hope you somewhat enjoyed it. So again, adios and till next time.